Christians dressed like a banana and a hot dog.
Hello, atheists dressed like a Viking and a Raggedy Andy.
Would you like to join us? We're just having a conversation.
Alright.
So here's the thing. We think that the universe has been around forever.
What do you think?
We think you're wrong.
We think that the universe had a beginning.
Here's what.
Have you ever heard of the Kalam cosmological proof?
I mean, I'm sure I have. I don't know if my Viking counterpart has.
Sure I have. Maybe. Just remind me.
Well, the Kalam cosmological proof is a syllogism. And a syllogism is two premises that lead to a conclusion.
And so, for the conclusion to be true and valid, the first two premises must be true.
So, to prove that the universe had a beginning, we're going to prove that P1 and P2 are true, which means that the conclusion is true.
And what is P1?
P1 states that if anything that begins to exist requires an external cause.
P2 is, and if the universe began to exist, then the universe requires an external cause.
Well, that makes sense, but how do you know that the universe didn't always exist?
Well, we know that anything that begins to exist requires an external cause.
What was that cause?
Well,
There are three possibilities for causation. Number one, self-cause.
which doesn't make any sense because if you don't exist, you can't do anything.
It's impossible. You have to exist in order to make something exist. So
that one
self-cause is wrong. Next option, nothing caused.
and that doesn't make sense because you can't just be caused by nothing.
As an example, ex nihilo nihil fit, which means out of nothing, nothing comes. Okay, so
nothing caused
does not work.
wrong.
You get that? Those two?
I'm following.
The only
Yeah.
one left is
Other cause. So that means that the other cause is the only one left. So that means it has to be right. So it has to have an external cause, which means it has to have another cause.
Is true.
But let's get back to my redhead Rastafarian's question. How do we know that the universe didn't always exist?
Well, that brings us to P2. And if the universe began to exist. So, the universe had a beginning, and we can prove this. Okay, the first thing we're going to prove is the Big Bang Theory.
Alright, so the Big Bang Theory says that the universe is always expanding, and it still is today. So if you went back in time, the universe would slowly be decreasing in size until it was even nothing. So that proves that the universe had a beginning.
Yes. And the very beginning of the universe is singularity, which is infinite temperature and density. So it is still expanding, and if you rewind, it just goes all the way till nothing. So that proves that it had a beginning. And if you don't get it that way, we have another way.
Yeah.
The second law of thermodynamics, which says heat always travels from cooler to warmer until equilibrium is reached. Do you know what equilibrium is?
I do, but I don't think he does.
I think I do, but remind me.
Well, equilibrium is when everything is equal, like the temperature is completely equal.
Yes. So if the universe has been around forever and therefore it has been around for an infinite number of years, it would have reached equilibrium an equal number of years ago. Infinite number of years ago.
It would have reached an infinite number of years ago.
Yes.
We can edit it out and then just like
And so, but we know it hasn't reached equilibrium yet.
because equilibrium is. Wait.
We'll edit this part out.
Wait, what's so the universe is still expanding today. So that means that equilibrium would have been reached an infinite number of years ago,
Yes.
like Molly was saying. And if it had reached equilibrium, we would all be dead right now. Okay? Because it would have reached negative 273 degrees.
Or almost
0.
That's pretty chilly.
Yeah, so we would have all been dead if it reached equilibrium. And so that means that the universe still has to be expanding, which means that it had to have a beginning.
And now if you don't like that way, if you don't like scientific law, we also have philosophy, which is pretty much just logic, so you can't say that's wrong.
Okay. Okay.
That makes sense. That's
Yeah,
logical.
That's logical.
Well, it says that if the universe was created an infinite number of years ago. Wait.
Yeah, no, okay, so let's say the universe was created 10 days ago. How many days would it take to get to today?
10 days.
Exactly. So let's say that the universe was created
10,000.
10,000 years ago. How many years would it take to get to today?
I'm running out of fingers. Let's say 10,000.
Correct. So, if the universe is an infinite number of years old, how long would it take to get to today?
An infinite number of years?
Correct.
But it's impossible
But that is impossible.
to finish an infinite number of years to get to today.
So it's impossible to finish an infinite number of years.
And therefore, the universe has not been around for an infinite number of years.
Bam. Mic
So
drop.
that means
That proves that P2
is
true.
which proves the conclusion is true.
Okay.
So,
So then the
Oh.
universe requires an external cause. Okay?
so if the universe had a beginning and it had a cause, that still doesn't mean that it was caused by God.
That is true. But the cause must be extremely powerful to
For
create
create the universe,
from nothing. It must be transcendent,
which is outside of space and time.
transcendent.
Transcendent, which is outside of space and time.
Must be eternal or uncaused. And he must have a mind, or it must have a mind to decide to create.
This description matches a god and nothing else.
And so it matches a god. We don't know which god yet, but it happens to match our god.
But it doesn't prove it's your God.
Correct. It doesn't prove that's our Christian god, but it is a god that matches ours.
So that proves you guys are wrong.
Well, then who created God?
God doesn't have a creator. He is outside of space and time.
And he's eternal. He's been around forever, uncaused.
So now do you believe that the universe had a beginning?
I guess I do.
You had me at Kalam.
We out!
Man, that was bananas.
I want a hot dog.
Action!
You guys should just be in the scene too.
I think you're wrong.
But should we see your faces? Well, of course that's how the universe was created.
Yeah, the Big Bang, right?
Duh! What else could there be?
I think that's it.
I think you're wrong.
Hey, man!
How you doing?
Are you two atheists?
How could you tell?
Our Christian senses were tingling.
What are you two supposed to be on?
And
What do you think it is?
but what do those mean?
Hold on, I got the answer. They're calling it right now, man.
Keep it rolling.
Causation here. Yeah, man. No, nothing cause, other cause. Other cause. Thank you. Other cause.
Wait, he phoned a friend.
Valley. That's good.
That works.
Alright.
All right.
Okay.
Can I refer? What was the other one?
It's get serious. Serious.